Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be sitting talking to you today about Arteza and this kind of like this new controversy that's going on around it. But before going on any further in the video, so that you can turn it off now if you don't want to watch it, let me just explain to you right off the bat. I'm not going to be doing a demonstration of the pencils, okay? The controversy is surrounding the expert color pencils and the old set in comparison to the new set. I don't have the new set. I can't get hold of them. They're really difficult to purchase at the minute, but that's not just Arteza. Lots of different companies are having problems with shipping and all the rest of it and redistribution because of the pandemic. Sorry, but but as soon as I do get hold of the pencils, I will do kind of like a comparison between the old set and the new set, because I still have the old set. Now I'm talking about the old set from when Arteza, before even Arteza started putting artwork on the tins. Now before I get into this review, just let me explain a couple of things to you. I am going to be talking about the controversy between Arteza and stuff like this, but this isn't a new thing. I spoke to Arteza about this just over a year ago, maybe a little bit less. But before I get into that, I just want to make it very clear about how I go about doing reviews and contacting companies, because recently there's been a little bit of doubt in the fact that if a company sends me out a product free, that I am going to be giving them a favourable review. So my process has always been exactly the same from day one. If I want to review a product, if say somebody says to me, Harry, can you do a review of blah, blah, blah? I will, when you contact a company about the products, 9 times out of 10, you'll just get through to a customer service agent. For people that are doing reviews and all the rest of it, there's different emails that you can go through to contact the companies, because they do kind of like a fact sheet on their products. So if you're like a reviewer and you want to get much more detailed information about the product, they will send that information out to you either with the product or via email. And so what I would do is I would contact the company and say, I would like to purchase your 72 set of blah. I'm a reviewer. Can you please send me out your kind of like, there's a name for it. I can't think of the name now, but there's a name for this sheet of information. And can you please send that information out to me, please, so that I've got as much information as I can to help me with the review. And because that information has come directly from the company, then I'm not going to get people saying, oh, you're wrong, this isn't. Because right back at the very beginning, when I first started doing reviews, this is the reason why I don't talk about pencils in the capacity of art or oil-based pencils anymore, because right back at the very beginning, I would contact the company, but I would contact them through the same methods everybody else does. And so I would just be talking to a customer services representative, and he or she would just say to me, yeah, they're wax, or yeah, they're oil. And then I'd put that up on a video, and then half of you guys would say, no, they're oil, and half of the other would say, no, he's right, they're wax, or vice versa. And that was what really originally started me going directly to the companies and talking to them properly about getting information. So that's how I do it. Now, I always, like I say, I offer to pay for the product first of all. Sometimes 9 times out of 10, they will either say, we know about the Art Gear Guide, we enjoy your work, and they'll send it out to me free. Or they'll say, we didn't know about you, but we've checked out your website. We like the reviews that you do, so we're quite happy to send the product out to you. At which point I will still offer them to pay for postage. And then 9 times out of 10, they'll say, no, it's okay. We've got this. You just do the review and send us the links. Let us see the review after you've done it. I always make it clear, and I always have done, and I always will do, that my primary concern is to the people that are watching these reviews, not the company. If I find a flaw in the product, I will highlight that flaw, but I'll do it in a way that's not going to be disrespectful towards the company. There's no point in being disrespectful towards a company about something like this, because it's not a conspiracy. If there's a flaw in the product, then there's a flaw in the product. They haven't done that on purpose. The last thing a company want to do is make a product with a flaw in it because that's going to hit their sales. They want a product that's good and is going to increase their sales. And so the companies that I've spoke to and the agents that I've been involved with, they've always been happy with that philosophy from me. And I guess that's one of the reasons why companies do send out products. But let's just be clear here. About 80% of the products that I've reviewed on this channel, I've bought myself. The other 20 have come from companies. So it's not like every single product I review here is sent to me and I have this, influx of material coming in for me to review. That's not the case at all. 80% of the reviews on this channel, I've purchased the products myself. So anyway, that's how I do my reviews. That's how I approach companies. And that's that. A lot of the times when the companies do reach out to me and stuff like that, they will assign an agent to me. And Arteza did this. Arteza assigned a male agent to me right at the very beginning. And as with a lot of the agents that I speak to who have been assigned to me, I build up like decent relationships with them. I'm not just talking about the products, but talking about other things, just daily things. And it's really, really refreshing and getting to, hear about other things that are going on in the companies. Sorry, Coda's looking out the window there. And so anyway, I had this male agent and he would send me out the products to review and I would review them. About a year ago, give or take, I got wind of the fact that Arteza were changing the ingredients of their pencils. And so I wanted to ask a few questions and I wanted to ask what was the difference in the ingredients. Now, prior to this, I was getting messages from people after I had done my review of the Arteza Expert Colour Pencil saying that when people were adding water to the pigment on the paper, that it was dispersing like a watercolour paint. Arteza did come out and say something about that, and they'd said they're not actually watercolour pencils, it's just the way the pigment breaks down or the binder breaks down or something like that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but anyway, that's the way it was. And so then I contacted this agent about it and asked them what the story was about this, and he basically just confirmed what Arteza had already said. But then I wanted to ask about this thing that I had heard about the new ingredients, and I had also said, more importantly from all these other things, what's the difference in the ingredients? How are your customers supposed to know when they go onto Amazon or eBay and they purchase a 72 or 120 set of your pencils? How are they supposed to know that they are going to be getting the new ingredient pencils over the old ingredient pencils? Because by this point now, Arteza had, the artwork on the pencils. And I was trying to establish whether Arteza had recalled all the old ingredient pencils off the shelves from like Amazon or eBay, or including their own stock shelves. Had they done away with all of those and are now just pushing out all the new ingredient pencils, or what? When I asked that question, the next thing is I get assigned this female agent, and she contacts me and she just says, "Hello, I'm just introducing myself and blah blah blah. The other guy isn't there." So and that sometimes happens. Sometimes people move on through the companies and what have you, and you do get assigned new people. So it wasn't really anything out of the ordinary. And I basically just copied and pasted the questions that I had originally asked and sent them to her. And then I got this email back, and I can remember because I was out with my wife. I don't get out that much, and my wife and I had decided this day that we'd go out to a mall and we'd go for a coffee, and I was sat having a coffee, and I got this email from her saying that Arteza were really unhappy with me because I hadn't been applying affiliate links in my reviews. Now, right at the very beginning, the agent who I had originally been assigned to, I had spoke to him about the affiliate links because he had sent them to me, and I had explained to him that I didn't want to put affiliate links from companies into my reviews. I didn't want to feel like that there was an agenda for me to force people to purchase the products I was reviewing. And basically how the affiliate links works is if a set of pencils cost £30 and you purchase them for £30, I would get a percentage of that. So it wouldn't affect the price that you, the consumer, would pay, but I would get a percentage of it. But I didn't want that, and I explained to them, I don't run the Art Gear Guide like a business. It's not that, and so I would rather not have affiliate links and what have you. And he was okay with that, and he said, well, listen, Harry, they're there if you want them. If not, don't worry about it. I explained all that to this girl, and she was not having it. And also as well, when I had spoke to the first agent, Arteza at that time, I don't know whether they still do it, but Arteza at that time were paying people to review their products. And I don't know how much they were paying, but I do know that they paid reviewers to review their products. And again, that was something I refused because I didn't want to be influenced in any way, shape or form by the products that I was reviewing. And I think I would have felt an obligation if a company was paying me to put out a false review. And I can only say that thinking that, because I am human. I'm not perfect, far from it. But so to make sure that didn't happen, I turned the payment down. And this was another thing that I brought up with this female agent, saying, listen, I've turned down, I don't want the payments, I don't want the affiliate links, I just want to do the reviews, put them out, and if you guys can send me the products, then that's a bonus for me. That helps me out massively, because then I don't have to pay for it myself. But if I do have to pay for it myself, then I do. I'm still going to put the review out regardless. And so I could tell by the way her email was that things weren't going well. She wasn't liking the questions I was asking, and she just wasn't liking the fact that the way I thought about it at that particular time, and this is only pure speculation, I wasn't in Arteza's pocket, and so therefore they couldn't turn around to me and say, well, we've paid you, so make sure you stop asking these questions, or we've paid you, just tell people this, or blah blah blah. And that's pure speculation on my part. What's not speculatory is that this girl was really changing the... I know, come here, up here. I know. Her attitude towards me was completely different to the other agents. And so, after that, Arteza pretty much severed contact. I couldn't, anytime I was contacting this female agent, I wasn't getting any replies. I actually then contacted the CEO and asked him what was going on, but again, he didn't reply. Well, he did reply, but he had said, you're going to have to contact the name of this girl. And I tried to explain to him, well, she's not answering anything. Now, at the time, I was a little bit annoyed about how Arteza had done things. Come here, son. Come here. I know. Come and sit up here for a wee minute. So, I was a little bit annoyed with the way Arteza were dealing with me, because right at the very beginning they were all over, oh, we love your reviews, we love your channel, blah, 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 blah. And then when I started asking some questions that they didn't like, it was completely different. And when I when I told them I didn't want their affiliate links and I didn't want to be paid, things like that all started changing the way they were with me. And so, when I contacted the CEO, like I say, he tried to just palm me off to the agent. And I did, like I say, I did feel a little bit used and all the rest of it. But the bottom line was, Arteza didn't owe me anything. I didn't have a contract with them. I wasn't under any obligation, and neither were they. And so if they didn't want to send me out products anymore or give me information about products anymore, then that was fine. They didn't have to do that. And I quickly kind of gave myself a boot up the bum and said, wise up, stop being so sensitive about this and just move on. It is what it is. And, other reviewers as well were getting these big Christmas packs from Arteza, and nothing was ever sent to me. And so it was really clear. I mean, I can remember Christmas 2019, I think it was, loads of reviewers got done videos on all these big packs that they got from Arteza as a way of thank you for the reviews. And I was getting emails and messages from people saying, Harry, are you going to do a review? Because obviously people knew I'd done a lot of reviews for Arteza at that point. And I just explained that, that they didn't send me anything out. And that's why they didn't send me anything out, just because, they might have just thought, he doesn't want the payments. He doesn't want to use the affiliate links. So maybe sending him out a pack like this would fall into the same categories what he's spoken to. And that was absolutely fine if they did think like that. But the fact of the matter remains is they have changed the ingredients of their expert color pencils. Now, one of the reasons I'm talking about this is because I've been getting people talking to me, because I know a couple of people have done videos on this. But this isn't new, guys. This is something I spoke to Arteza about over a year ago. Because I knew if they weren't doing it then, I knew it was on the horizon. I knew it was starting to happen. And I haven't watched the videos that have been put out, because I always have this thing: if I haven't reviewed a product, I won't watch other reviewers doing that product, because I don't want to be subconsciously, I don't want my opinion of that product to be subconsciously swayed by watching somebody else's review. I watch other reviewers once I've reviewed the product, but not beforehand. And so because I can't get hold of these new pencils just yet, I haven't watched those other videos talking about this issue. I'm just telling you my experience with Arteza. And in actual fact, another really, really amazing reviewer spoke about this. I think it was about maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I don't want to mention the reviewer's name, just in case I get that individual into trouble from Arteza. So you'll just have to take my word for it. But this amazing reviewer spoke about this issue a few months ago. So this isn't new. This isn't, this hasn't just happened just because these other reviewers are starting to talk about this now openly. This is something Arteza have had in the pipeline now for quite some time. And when I tried to contact them about it, I got completely cut off from them. They refused to answer any emails and stuff like that. And the only way I can bring information to you guys now with regards to this is once these pencils become available, I'll purchase them and then I'll do a comparison video. But until then, this is just my experience with Arteza, and you can take this information and apply it to what you already know about the pencils and make your own opinions on how Arteza are choosing to conduct themselves. And I think this is going to be a big problem for Arteza. I think now the public are starting to see Arteza for what they are. And one of the sad things about that is, right back at the very beginning, because I have also received emails from people saying that Arteza's customer service is terrible. When they've contacted them, they've not been helped, or some of the emails that they get in reply are very curt towards them. And so I think Arteza have changed somewhere along the line, and I don't know what reason this has happened, but they have changed, and I think it's going to cause them big problems, because one of the reasons I am always so honest with you guys and transparent is because you are not thick people. If I came on here and I lied to you about a product, it would be picked up like that, and it would be all over the internet, and I wouldn't be able to. The next review I put out, people would think exactly the same thing. I don't see the point in trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, especially smart people, because they're going to see it a mile away, and when they see it, they're going to turn their backs and they're going to walk in the other direction. And that's exactly what's going to happen with Arteza here. If they don't come out and make a statement and start telling people how they can find out these new pencils, how people are going to know what pencils they're buying and all the rest of it, and why they changed the ingredients, all these questions that I asked them a year ago, I don't know what's going to happen with the company. And it's a shame, because they, when I first done a review of their products, the pencils and things like that, and the Everblend markers, I loved them. I think they do really nice products, but they have to have good customer care alongside that, and they have to be able to be honest and transparent with the people that are reviewing their products or the people that are buying their products, because if they can't be honest with them, then that's the end of their business, as far as I can see, especially within the art community. The art community, the vast majority of us don't make a lot of money, and so we're always looking for something else, something cheaper that's going to be still really good. Code, hey. I know. I'm going to have to go, guys. I think Code's had enough. Come here. Up you come. I know. Right, anyway, so I've said my piece here about Arteza, and I will see you all again soon. And thanks very much for watching this video. Thanks, guys. Bye.